Judy Hogg says her 17-year-old niece, Maylahia, had one thing on her mind: the future, one that included being a nurse and a mom. But now both of those things have been ripped from their family.
Every time I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I think of is Maylahia. Like, dang, she gone. Make sure you just tell your babies that you love them, because you never know the last time that you're gonna. You don't know the last time you're gonna see your babies.
I just can't believe that she actually did this. Like, I asked her several times, like, have you saw Maylahia? And she looked right at me and was like, no. And knowing the whole time that she already had did this to my baby.
Today, we will be in Barnswell, South Carolina, a very small town located about 65 miles southwest of Columbia, South Carolina. Barnswell has less than 5,000 people who live there, and with a population so small, it is no wonder that many of the town's residents know each other. It is also the birthplace of the legendary James Brown, a pioneer of funk music, a genre of music that originated in the African American community in the mid-1960s. However, the population has steadily been on the decline over the past few years. Well, in today's story, we will be discussing the tragic demise of a young girl and her daughter, all because evil was lurking close by, leaving the small community in shock when the alleged suspect was revealed and why they did it. For 17-year-old Maylahia Hogg, affectionately known as Lled, life had its share of hardships growing up. Born January 16, 2007, he was one of 5 children to her mother and the oldest girl. At a young age, she regretfully lost her father, but her mother did go on to marry 2 of her other kids' father, and he appeared to be a father figure in her life. However, that marriage did not last between the two, and they ended up separating. As Maylahia got older, her mother, Charity, would express some of the struggles she had with her, and sometimes Maylahia would run away from home. However, no matter what Charity went through with her daughter, she was always there for her 100%. Charity once wrote on Facebook, "One thing about my girl Lled, she is a handful, but I will never give up, and I repeat, never. She's still a child, and she's learning. Lord knows it's hard, but I definitely got this." By the time Maylahia was in her early teens, her mother had started dating someone new, and it was not too long after that Charity announced in the spring of 2020 that she was expecting another child with her new boo. Life appeared to be treating the family well, and at the time, Charity was so excited about the expected arrival. Then on December 2nd, 2020, she would give birth to that child, a son, but sadly, things did not go as planned because Charity ended up in the ICU. On December 6, 2020, she took to social media and wrote, "I need all my prayer warriors to please pray for me. I'm still in the ICU and haven't seen my son." This was Charity's last post. Though it is unclear what exactly happened after Charity's son was born, what is known, something went very bad, and loved ones were requesting prayers throughout the rest of December 2020. In a very heartbreaking turn of events, on January 1st, 2021, Charity Joanne Hogg Sapp passed away at the young age of 34, now leaving behind her children with no mother and Maylahia without any parents. I can only imagine the strain this puts on a young teen mentally, now that both of her parents, who cared for her, were both gone. A few years would pass, and come 2023, Maylahia was attending Barnswell High School, also preparing for motherhood. She had become pregnant that year and was set to give birth in February of 2024. During her pregnancy, she seemed to be very over the moon about becoming a mother, could not wait for her daughter to be born. Though Maylahia was a teen, she had dreams of becoming a nurse in the future to make a good living for her and her daughter. By the time she was 40 weeks and due to give birth, Maylahia would turn up missing, and loved ones knew that something was terribly wrong. Even though she had run away in the past, no one believed that she would do that 40 weeks pregnant with her first child. The last time she was seen and heard from was on February 8, 2024, not too far from her home. After that date, it was like she just disappeared and no one knew anything. Her loved ones took to social media to plead with anyone who knew her to please help bring her home. Sadly, one day turned into multiple days, and Malaysia and baby Londyn Charity were still missing. Her aunt said she was to take her to the hospital to get induced on February 13th, but still no Malaysia anywhere to be found. However, someone thought they saw her and said that she had lost her phone, so hope was still alive, that she was okay. But was that someone telling a lie and trying to cover up the real truth about Malaysia's whereabouts? Come the 18th of February, someone made a horrific discovery in a wooded area not too far from Malaysia's home. Tragically, the body found was that of the 17-year-old pregnant teen. When authorities announced that she was located unalive, they also did not give any details of what actually happened to her. It was later revealed that her life was taken and she was punctured multiple times, and sadly, the baby was punctured multiple times too.
Judy Hogg says the loss of her niece brings back a familiar pain.
That just brought back so many memories, and it opened up so many wounds. Losing her was like losing my sister over again. I was living through, and is still living through, her kids.
She says Malaysia was young, outgoing, and full of life.
She was a free spirit. Like, everybody knew Malaysia around here.
She was also expecting a baby girl, Londyn, just before Valentine's Day. But when she didn't show up just before she was set to be induced, things changed.
After she didn't show up Monday, I was like, Dad, something's wrong.
Deputies found Malaysia's body just outside of a park in Barnswell. And as her family picks up the pieces, they are setting their eyes on justice.
We're going to find justice. We're gonna get them, whoever did it. Just know, we're going to get you.
We ain't going to stop.
According to authorities, this all happened on February 8, 2024, the last day she was seen. This all came out after a 4.5-month investigation, leading to the arrest of a local resident who knew the family. 62-year-old Jacqueline Reid had been charged with 2 counts of taking a life and has been booked into the Barnswell County Detention Center, the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division will release in a news conference. Apparently, Jacqueline's home, which was very close to where Malaysia was found, was searched by investigators, and forensic evidence linking her to the crime was found. But why? Why would a woman old enough to be her grandmother take her life? Well, allegedly, Jacqueline believed that Malaysia was messing with her man and decided to commit such a heinous crime. To add insult to injury, Jacqueline was pretending to grieve and came around the family. See, the family did not know anything until June in regards to how Malaysia and Londyn passed away. So they did not know who did what before Jacqueline was arrested in June of 2024.
Well, bail denied for a 62-year-old woman accused of a pregnant teenager and her unborn baby in Barnwell County. Maylahia Hogg was reported missing back in February, and it's a story that we've been following for quite some time since then. But how she ended up in the woods not far from her home has been a mystery until this week. Our Kiana Jordan was in the courtroom this morning where Hogg's family were face to face with an accused they considered a friend.
An emotional scene playing out at the Barnwell County Magistrate's Court Tuesday morning. A judge denying bail to 62-year-old Jacqueline Reid. The 62-year-old is facing 2 charges in the of 17-year-old Maylahia Hogg and her unborn child. Hogg was 40 weeks pregnant when she died and was days away from being induced.
The only thing that came out was the pair had an altercation in the past when they both lived across the street from one another. According to Malaysia's cousin, Jacqueline had been spending time with the family as recently as the week before her arrest and even showed up to spend time with the teenager's family on the day of the funeral. The cousin, who was speaking to the news outlets, said they just wanted to know why. Why would you do something like this and then come around the family? She came around the day that Malaysia was found. She came in the yard to Malaysia's house, sitting with her family, watching them grieving in pain, according to the cousin. In the initial stages of the investigation, Barnswell Police Department were working the case until the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division took over. Multiple departments within the division worked on the case, including the Special Victims Unit, scientists from the division's Forensic Service Lab, the division's Behavioral Science Unit, and more. Because of all of those collective divisions working together tirelessly, they would find the answers, and the alleged suspect is now behind bars. The cruel nature of the crime that took place is beyond evil, that someone could harm a young girl and an unborn baby, and it's very heartbreaking. My condolences and prayers go out to the family that has been through so many sorrows in the past few years. Malaysia and London should still be here, and both of their lives matter. I just hope that now the alleged suspect that is behind bars, that the system does not fail the family and she remains there. If someone could do what she is accused of, they are not safe to be in society. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.